Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here on this late Monday night. Back to you again with another video right here on Killer of Demons 669. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below, and subscribe to all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. And as always, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, share this video all over the internet, and tap that bell to turn on all my notifications. So when I go live and do my videos, so you'll be the first one to know when I go live. So you can come in, chat with me, and anything in the world of professional wrestling or whatever I am talking about at the time. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So subscribe, hit that subscribe button down below, smash that like button to death, and click that bell to get notified of when I go live. And that's what you got to do. That's it. Send in your questions and send in all your concerns and all your good stuff. That's all I got to say about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this late Monday night, July the 20th, 2020, or if you're watching from somewhere else, it is now July the 21st, 2020. It is time for your late night, Monday night Raw review for July the 20th, 2020 from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight was the fallout from that probably one of the worst pay-per-views in WWE history, the Horror Show at Extreme Rules. So we had a lot of fallout tonight. From the pay-per-view, we had Seth Rollins on the show tonight, talking about the eye for an eye match with Rey Mysterio. We had that. We had Asuka and Sasha. Had a little altercation with that. Some interesting things happening with that. We had Drew McIntyre talk about his future, and Dolph Ziggler gets involved. It's fucking amazing. And the main event, an unsanctioned match with the Big Slow and Randy Orton and his Bloodless Boys going one-on-one in an unsanctioned match. We'll see what happens with that. Will Randy kill another legend, or the Big Show will get his revenge on the Viper? As we're on the road to SummerSlam, the biggest party of the year, of the summer, really, not of the year, but of the summer, coming up in 3 weeks' time, along with, I think, TakeOver, because William Regal has a huge announcement on Wednesday night. I don't know what that could be. We'll see what happens with that. But when you have William Regal making an announcement, it's pretty huge. So we'll see what happens with that. It might be TakeOver, it might be something like a Great American Bash type of thing. A big night of action on NXT, like a championship night or some shit like that. But we'll see what happens on. We'll see what happens on Wednesday night on the program, and that's pretty much it. So, lots of action tonight, and was a pretty decent show. A lot of people said it sucked. That's your opinion, but my opinion matters the most. But shut up. So anyway, shut up, you. My opinion matters more than Rosa's does. I have more fans than Rosa, because I am the YWC heavyweight. Well, not the heavyweight champion, but I am the universal champion of YouTube. You're the universal champion of sucking dick. Because you suck mine all night long. Go back to watching Netflix. Go back to watching The Big Show. Oh, go watch something. Shut up.
I'm gonna watch you fail.
You gonna watch me fail?
Yeah. You suck. You suck.
I suck big titties. That's what I suck.
You suck the biggest balls in New York.
I suck big titties.
Yeah.
I sucked yours earlier tonight. I digress. Anyway, so enough about that bullshit with Rosa. Fuck her. Anyway, that's all I can say about it. So tonight was, like I said, the fallout of Extreme Fools, and I thought you were watching Netflix. So what are you doing in here?
Bringing that.
Drinking your milk. Or is it milk? No. Anyway, so let's get into it. Let's not waste any more of your precious time than I already wasted. And like I said, the chat room's open, and you talk about Raw, talk about AEW, talk about NXT, anything you want. Talk about this fucking virus. And from what I'm hearing from my good buddy Matt on Twitter, we're getting a stimulus package this week. Yeah, more money. Yeah, I need it too. The way things are going with me, it's not too good. I need the money. I got bills to pay. No, this iced tea is so good. Yummy. I make good iced tea. That's what she said. Anyway, so let's get into Monday Night Raw. And like I said, once again, the chat room is open. So come on in and chat about Monday Night Raw or anything in the world. And that's all I say about that. All right, let's get into it. We start off Monday Night Raw with the announced team of Tom Stupid Idiot Phillips, Byron Saxton, and Samoa Joe talking about the eye for an eye match with Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio, which didn't end well for Rey, as we saw his eye pop out of his socket, even though it was a rubber eye. And we find out that he has globalization, not globalization, but something lozation or something like that. Which basically means that his eye popped out of his socket. I mean, literally, not literally, but that's the storyline term. And Ray can probably get his vision back. Not that he's going to be in WWE anymore. So basically, they kind of written him off. I don't know what's going to happen with Dominic Mysterio. If he's going to avenge his father or not. We'll have to see what happens with that. So we talk about that. And then we start off, we go to the Performance Center. We start off with the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. Burn it! Well, I can't say burn it down anymore, but I really wish he used it. He went back to burn it down. I miss that theme. I really don't like his Monday Night Messiah theme. I really don't. I like his theme in Ring of Honor, to be honest with you, but how's that? So Seth says that Ray's eye came out of the socket and he was puking. Well, Seth was puking up a storm amongst other people. Says he wants to be honest with us, and the fans are chanting Ray for Ray. He understood going into the match what the stipulation meant, but what happened to him will stay with him the rest of his life, and the visual will stay in his memories and his nightmares forever. It was disgusting, barbaric, more than he expected, and it made him sick to his stomach, literally. He's asked himself if he regrets it, and he doesn't mean to be obtuse. That's an SAT word for you. But he has a question for the WWE Universe. Do we regret what we have done to him? This was not his decision. We were the ones who made him the Monday Night Messiah and demanded that he become this monster that he is right now. We made, and do we regret what we've done to him and to Ray and his family? And he says, speaking of Ray, let's remember who asked for the stipulation, which was Ray. Because Ray's stupid. So Seth says we cannot afford to dwell on the past. The beauty in all of this is that Ray is out of sight. Pun. He's out of sight and you're out of mind. Or as I used to say, I like to say, I'm out of time and you're out of touch. That's all I got to say about that. So he says Ray's out of sight. Little play on words, pun a little bit. He says greater good, that greater good shit of the show can go happen, and there is nobody left to stand in his way. But that brings out Aleister Black. Tommy End, whatever you want to call him. He tells Seth not to deflect any of the blame on anyone but himself. This is all on his hands, and right now he is here to rectify all this. So he drops the mic, goes to the ring. Murphy, who was in the ring with Seth, just going doing this shit. He goes to meet him on the ramp, gets kicked right in the chest, and then comes back, pulls him out in the ring, and starts attacking him on the outside, while Seth barks orders, and then Black just beating the crap out of him, sending him into the barricade. He sends him into a bunch of other barricades, kicks him in the chest again, right near the announce table, and then he goes in the ring as Seth Rollins goes out the other end, and he's able to stand tall. And that leads to our first match of the night, which I'll get to in a minute. But I gave the first segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we'll see what happens with that. So the ever-continuing storyline with Rey Mysterio, Dominic, Aleister Black, and Humberto Carrillo use on. And, you're throwing Kevin Owens for good measure. We get that. So that continues. So we get to the match. Match is all right. Not bad. We start off, come back to commercial, match starts. Seth has Black in the corner with some right hands, starts arguing with the referee, telling him that the ref listens to him. Okay. You need to listen to me, referee! Okay. Don't want to piss Tommy End off. I'm just saying. Aleister with a couple of kick flips, flips Seth in the middle of the ring. He attacks in the corner with some punches, some more kicks, really beating the living Jesus out of Seth. Sends him into the ropes, and Chink checks him with a thrust. Ow. Seth goes to the outside. Aleister leaves the ring, attacks Seth with a right hand, and then a left to the stomach. Then he sends Seth into the apron face first. Ow. He just beats up on Seth. Seth locks the hips. Black backs him into the ring post. Ow. Goes for a right hand. Seth ducks, and Aleister punches the ring post. Ow. That had to hurt. Seth then sends him into the announce table. The announce table was used a lot tonight. Feel bad for guys like Samoa Joe who had to sit there. It is what it is. Because I don't give two shits about Tom Phillips or Byron Saxton. So he sends him into the announce table and back in the ring. Gets Sling Blade. And then he goes to work on Aleister. Working on the arm, which comes into play later on. I'll get to that in a minute. And whips him in the corner. Hits a suplex for a near fall. Starts working on the arm again. And he chokes Aleister with his own arm. Shows him in the corner, arm first. So really working on that arm. So then he chokes Aleister in a ripcord kind of thing, like something like that. Aleister reversed it, hits a hard right. Then he goes to work, hits a kick, then another to the face, then a third one. Goes for a third and missed it. Seth hits a kick to the gut. Goes for the Falcon Arrow. And Aleister lands on his feet. He goes off the ropes, holds them. Seth dives and falls to the outside. He runs up and springboards into a roll through, but Aleister with a right hand and an elbow to the face. Then some kicks and a leg sweep, a little striking moves. Hits the ropes and a running knee to face. Then Alistair knocks Murphy off the apron as he was trying to get involved. Goes for a moonsault, but Seth moves and pushes him down. Goes for the stomp, and he missed. And then Alistair hits Black Mass right near the edge of the ring. Alistair drags him into the center of the ring, but Murphy is up in the ring. And Alistair hits a huge kick, sending Murphy flying off the apron. Alistair grabs at Seth. Seth goes to the outside. Murphy then gets in the ring. He gets Black Mass right in the mush for his troubles as we go to break. As both Seth and Murphy are down. We come back. Alistair hits a kick to the midsection in the corner, but he's still favoring that right arm. He locks the head, hits a kick to the chest. Alistair wants Black Mass once again. Seth throws him up for a near fall. Alistair tries for Black Mass for a third time, but Seth ducked and hits a super kick. Alistair, then another super right in the face. And he screams from Seth then screams from Murphy, who's trying to gather himself near the announce table, holding his chin, seeing it's still attached to his body. Seth climbs the top turnbuckle. Alistair's up. Hits a right hand. He jumps up and grabs Seth. Seth works the arm, hits him, and Alistair hits some kidney shots. Ow, that had to hurt. That's gonna make you poop for a while. Seth jumps down and holds the arm, and it's hung over the top rope. Alistair dives, lands on his feet. And Alistair caught him. Seth grabs the arm, and then then Alistair hits a kick to the face. Goes for a waist lock. Seth grabs the right arm and brings it forward. Then he goes all the ropes and hits a stomp on Alistair. Then he rolls over and he rolls back, grabbing the leg because he looks like he was out of it. But he gets the 1, 2, 3. So Seth Rollins once again pins Alistair Black. Alistair can't beat Seth Rollins. The storyline continues. I think it's going to continue for a while. Probably a match at SummerSlam. I don't know where it's going, where Seth Rollins is going to go from here, but we'll see. But Seth picks up the win, and a matchup was pretty decent. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Not great, but good. So we get that. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So like I said, 3 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Murphy and Seth go up the ramp, and then they look at Alistair getting up in the middle of the ring. They go back to the ring and they start attacking him. They pull his arm through the bottom rope into the ring post. And then they bring him outside. They slam his arm on the mat outside. And then Seth is in his face like, when is enough enough? Seth grabs his arm and slams it on the announce table over and over and over again. Then he takes the lid off, the top part of the table, tosses on Alistair, and Seth's like, "Who's gonna save you now? Who's gonna save you now? There's nobody here to save you." And then Murphy sits on his back and holds his head up. Seth says that Alistair's Messiah is here to save him, and then he stomps on his hand while Murphy chews his gum. That's all I gotta say about that. So we're probably gonna see more of this. Probably more matches with Alistair and his arch nemesis Murphy. I think they had like 4 or 5 matches already, and all of them have been pretty good. We'll see what happens with this situation and on next week's show. And that's pretty much it. So I gave the Aftermath 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And we're going to move on from there. And there we go. All right, then we get the announcers talking about MVP being crowned the new United States champion after technically winning by forfeit because Apollo Crews was not medically cleared to wrestle. So he is technically now a 3-time United States champion with that new look belt that looks freaking amazing. It is what it is. So we go backstage, MVPs with Lashley, and then we see Ron Simmons, aka Farouk. They're talking amongst themselves, and Ron's telling them that there has to be a better way, to win the title, I guess. So he leaves without saying, "Damn, I missed that. I was getting ready to just mark out, but it didn't happen. But I'll say it anyway. Damn." That's all I can say about that. So he leaves, and then they see R-Truth, the 24/7 champion, and he comes in, and R-Truth's like, "Ooh, nice little replica belt you have there, MVP." And then he winks at him and calls him, "Oh, I see, champ." Fucking idiot. MVP says it would be awesome if R-Truth joined him in the ring. The Truth's like, "Nah, I don't want to be put in the Nelson from The Simpsons again." Stupid. Fucking R-Truth's so fucking stupid. Lashley says he will be the new champ. I mean, the 27 champ. Brings in a referee, and out of nowhere, out comes Shelton Benjamin. Knocks Truth on his ass. Then he covers him for the 1, 2, 3 to become the new 24/7 champion. So that was that. So Truth loses the belt for the 39th time. And he's going to get it for the 40th time. But you just know that belt has to go back to Truth, because that's the Truth belt. Because I can't give it to anybody else that's credible. It's a fucking joke, that belt is. Fucking joke. So Shelton gets the belt, and then MVP invites Shelton into the ring with him. So it looks like Shelton is now part of this little group that MVP has. So we'll see what happens with that. So I get a little segment, 2 out of 5 stars. Wasn't anything to write home about. And then MVP and Lashley and Shelton go to the ring. They come out. MVP has the new look United States belt around his waist. And Shelton has the 24/7 title around his arm. And Lashley's just there, looking pretty. So they get in the ring. MVP gets on the mic and wonders if we've all been under a rock. And he mentions last night he was crowned the new U.S. champion, and he didn't even break a sweat. He brings up a few weeks ago when Lashley hurt Apollo so badly that he had to stay home and nurse his neck injury. MVP says he doesn't make excuses; he makes history, and he calls Ricochet and Alexander and Cedric Alexander dumb and dumber. And says that when they get done with them, they're going to jump in their whip and head to the after party. And they okay, we'll get to that in a minute. I don't know. I don't think an after party is such a good idea right now, but it is what it is. And then that brings out Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. Ricochet doesn't like the nickname, but tells Cedric to get him. So Cedric says Dumb and Dumber was funny back in 2006 when MVP was relevant. Ow. That was a little low blow. And I think I think Cedric needs to do his homework, because Dumb and Dumber came out in '94. Fucking idiot. And MVP was relevant way before 2006. But that's just another story for another time. I don't know who fed him those lines. I think Cedric needs to go back to promo school. Great wrestler, but he needs to go back to promo school. Just saying. Cedric says he and Rick have been champs before and will do it again without them. MVP says 3 grown-ass men in the ring, and he sees 2 little kids outside that should be sitting and catering. How? Damn. But he wants to make it fair, so he tells them to pick any two of them to face them in a tag team match. And Envy was mentioning that their new name as the Hurt Business, him Lashley being the CEO and Shelton being the executive and MVP being the president, I assume. So they're called the Hurt Business now. I really think that's a stupid name, but it works. It is what it is. I really think they should have went with the Beatdown Clan version 2, but it is what it is. So he tells Cedric and Ricochet that they can pick either one of them to face them in a tag team match. But Ricochet and Cedric say they have another tag team partner, someone who's making their return to the WWE, and out comes Mustafa Ali. Where did he come from? And why is he on Monday Night Raw? Why isn't he on SmackDown? Is this going to be a thing like, oh, we traded him for somebody else that's going to be appearing on SmackDown this week? Or we're just going to go with this stupid wildcard rule where Mustafa's going to be on SmackDown on Friday night? Oh, what happened to the hacker gimmick that was supposed to be his? Oh, they did away with that. So you do away with him for 6 months, or perhaps the amount of time he was out. And then you think about bringing him back as the hacker, because we all know that symbol was his. So we all thought that he was going to be the hacker and he was going to be at Money in the Bank, like he said he was going to be. But that was wrong. So he makes his return. Whoop-de-damn freaking do. Lashley runs out of the ring, gets super kicked by Ali, and double super kicked by Ricochet and Cedric. They run in the ring, send MVP and Shelton out in the ring. Then they springboard slip into position with Ali. Ring, they look like the Avengers. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. So now Ali's gonna be on prominently on Monday Raw. Whoop-de-damn do. Fuck him. That's all I gotta say about that. Fuck him. Fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. He sucks. That's all I gotta say about that. So I gave that little segment 5 out of 5. To match number 2. Cedric Alexander and the returning Mustafa Ali. Match is alright, nothing to write home about. We start off with the Hurt Business beating the living bejesus out of Cedric. Cedric comes back with a chop. Shelton drops Cedric, then lifts and drops him down hard. Tags in Lashley, comes in and hits a beautiful stalling suplex that lasts 30 seconds. Or maybe 10 seconds. Then they go to work in the corner. They go to work on Cedric. MVP comes in with a Yakuza kick in the corner. Then he goes all through to the bowling elbow for a near fall. He sends Cedric into the corner. Cedric comes back with a chop, and then another one, and then another one. Grabs the head and hits a right hand, hits the ropes, and gets hit with a huge big boot from MVP. And he covers for a near fall. Tags in Shelton. And then eventually Ricochet comes in. They double team Shelton and kick the back of his head. Tags in Ali, who flips over the top on a Shelton, goes to the outside immediately. And break. We come back. Shelton is sending Ricochet flying over his head for a near fall. And Ricochet comes back on the right hand. Shelton drops him and then locks in a side headlock. Excuse me. Shelton grabs the boot, pulling Ricochet to prevent a tag. Shelton gets MVP in the ring, stomps the back of the leg, and then he corners Ricochet. MVP attacks the back, tags in Lashley, sends Ricochet out. Then right back in, hits a back elbow to face, then another one. Then they go to work we go to work on Ricochet, just beating the living Jesus out of him. Lashley chokes off a bit, shoves his head down as the referee starts to count. MVP with a cheap shot as Lashley distracted the ref. Shelton comes in, and they still go to work on Ricochet. They whip Ricochet into the corner. Ricochet hits a kick out of the corner. He drop kicks Shelton. Then gets the hot tag to Ali. MVP comes in. Ali goes to work like a house of fire. Just beating the crap out of MVP. And gets whipped to the corner. First, Ali slides, rolls through, hits a high kick to the face, dives through the ropes, and hits an X Factor for a near fall, like a rolling X Factor. As Lashley comes in to stop the pin. Lashley gut wrenches, and Ali falls to his feet, then holds the ropes, and Lashley tumbles to the outside. And then Cedric flies. He gets grabbed by the throat. Then out of nowhere, Ali hits with a suicide dive and sending Lashley over the announce table. Sadly, did not hit Byron Saxton. Damn. And then Shelton goes to the outside, hits a big boot on Cedric. Ricochet goes to the apron, flies out with a moonsault onto Shelton. Ali gets back in the ring. MVP hits him with a big knee, hits some right hands. They whips him into the corner. MVP misses the Yakuza kick. Ali hits a neck breaker, goes to the top rope, hits the 450 splash. 1, 2, 3. Ali gets the win for his team and making his comeback. So he gets the comeback win. Whoop de damn fucking do. So not a great return for Ali. I really didn't give two shits. And that's all I got to say about that. And that's it. So Ali comes back. Whoop de damn fucking new. Match was I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. You know, they could have, if they wanted to bring back Ali, they could have brought him back, you know, with some shock. But, you know, there was no shock and awe or anything. Like, oh, he came back as the hacker. You know, nothing of substance. Now, why even bring him back after like 6 months or whatever it was? Whatever amount of time he was out for. Nobody gives two shits. I didn't give two shits. The match was kind of boring anyway. But it was nice to see, you know, MVP do the bowling elbow. That was nice. And now they're known as the Hurt Business. Kind of a stupid name. I don't know who gave him that name. I don't know if it was Vince or it was creative, not being creative at being creative. It's a stupid. It's not a great name. It doesn't give you that like a Aces and Eights, like an NWO, like Evolution, or you know the Bullet Club, like a group that's you know gonna run amok in WWE or in AEW or with CZW or something like that. It doesn't have that oomph. It's not scary or anything like that. Not what it is. What it is. That's it. That's that. But we're gonna have to go with it. Like I said, I don't know if MVP thought of the name, and if he did, I think that's a stupid name. He should have went to the Beatdown Clan. He could have got the okay from TNA, because they're not gonna use it anytime soon. But it is what it is, and that's that. So, like I said, 2.25 out of 5 for that. And you know, Ali's back. Whoop de damn dude. I'll probably see a lot of 6-man tag team matches coming up. Or we'll probably see Ali versus MVP, Ali versus Bobby Lashley, Ali versus Shelton Benjamin. Not that I give two shits. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And we move on from there. All right, then we go backstage with Randy Orton and his Mountainous Voice. Because of promo, wondering if we ever think to ourselves about the moments that changed our lives. To some, we might think that Randy's moments are when he joined Evolution or when he beat Mick Foley in that hardcore match at Backlash, or when he became the youngest world champion in history by beating that guy named Benoit. And at SummerSlam, I believe it was 2004, 2006, somewhere around there. He says those are not the moments. The moment he's referring to is the same moment he sees every time he shuts his eyes. So he's like, he shuts his eyes. And he mentions the moment being 175 days ago when he swung a chair down on the surgically repaired neck of Edge, which started the Edge-Orton feud. He says he's made a lot of friends in the business. Those friendships were etched in stone, he thought, but they're not. They are done with, gone. Talks about Edge, Christian, the Big Show. He swears that at one time they helped him. They helped save him from himself, which baffles him that a moment in his history could have brought so much pain to so many different people. Yet makes him and brings him so much satisfaction. And he says it felt good. It felt fan-freaking-tastic. And then mentions beating Edge, ripping Edge's bicep, tearing his bicep from the bone, putting Edge out of action for a while. And he says the night after Christian came to his defense, Orton ruined his chance at one last match by punt kicking him. And he says tonight he will punt kick Big Show in the skull and enjoy immensely, ending his career once and for all. So we'll see what happens with that in the main event. So a good promo from Randy as always. And I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And like I said, we'll see what happens at the end of the night. And that's it. And we move on from there. All right, then we get an interview with Samoa Joe and Christian, who says that he will never look at Ric Flair or Randy Orton the same, and he is not sure he will ever be the same. Joe then asks him about his health, and he says Big Show is also in an unsanctioned match, and Joe mentions that Show is in an unsanctioned match and asks Christian if he feels this is another setup. Christian says some days are better than others. He doesn't feel good. He'd do it one more time if it guaranteed Orton could never do it again. He says Big Show has a lot of people in his corner, and he can't wait to watch Big Show knock Orton's ass out cold. We'll see what happens with that. But good to see Christian. Seems to be well. And that's pretty much it. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. Then we go backstage with Sarah Schreiber. And her guest is the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair comes in. She wonders Sarah wonders what we can expect from her. Bianca says that her rise will be quicker than everyone, and she just wanted to put the thirstiest team in the locker room in their place, meaning the Iconics. So speaking of the Iconics, in comes Peyton Royce. No Billy Kay. Billy might be sick or something. So Peyton's like, it's time for you to leave, Sarah. So Sarah leaves. And she calls Bianca the dumbest. And she should have found herself a better partner with a better win-loss. And mentions that, who won last week? I think it was us, and it was LL, something like that. And then Peyton says that Peyton gives Bianca a tip: talk less and think more before they wind up. Well, where he pisses off Ruby, who protects the name of Liv Morgan. And Bianca Bianca's like, oh, I like what I see in front of me. And she's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. And she hopes Billy enjoys watching Peyton get her ass whooped. So we're gonna see Bianca Belair in action, which is always nice, against Peyton Royce, and we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, and that was that. Well, it was nice to see Bianca go back to back to back, back to back to back. That's all I gotta say about that. So then we get a match. Actually, it's Ruby Riott taking on Peyton Royce. I thought it was going to be Bianca, but Bianca just gets TV time, not a match, which fucking sucks. even though she was on in a match this week, but she should have been in a match this week. So we get to the match. Match was nothing to write home about. Starts off with Peyton talking some smack, sends Ruby in the corner. Peyton comes out of the corner with a leg lariat. Then she mounts Ruby, hits some punches, and Peyton yells that Liv can't stand her. And sends Ruby against the ropes. Ruby comes back, gets an axe handle to the chest, goes for a near fall. Peyton then grabs the hair, the green hair cart, and it is what it is. You know, you got Kiera Hogan. Everybody's trying to be everybody. It is what it is. So Peyton grabs the hair. Peyton locks up Ruby on the ropes with a submission until the count of 4. Because she's got 5, like Kevin Owens, and kicks Ruby down. Peyton goes on the apron. She walks back in the ring, calls Ruby a loser. Kicks her in the titties. Peyton attacks the back. She grabs the hair from behind, starts yelling some more, and then gets hit in the stomach with a right hand. Peyton sends Ruby in the ropes, gets reversed. Ruby rolls through. She flies and lands on the apron. She hits a shoulder to the gut. Peyton drops down with a pin, but uses the ropes. Ruby rolls forward for a near fall. Then a jumping kick to the side of the head by Ruby, and then Peyton goes Peyton goes up to the top rope. She dives and then rolls through, and then she gets hit with the riot kick out of nowhere by Ruby, and Ruby pins her 1, 2, 3. So Ruby Riott finally gets a win, which she really needed. Match is all right. Lasted 3 fucking minutes. It is what it is. So she gets the win. Match I gave 2 out of 5 stars. You know, it is what it is. So we're gonna continue this Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott iconic storyline, probably going into next week. And I really wish they had something better for Bianca, like maybe a title shot. Because Bianca deserves better than this crappy storyline. But that's all I gotta say about that. And that's it. We're gonna move on from there. All right, then we go backstage. We see, we find out that and we were reminded that Street Profits are still the Raw Tag Team Champions, and then we see we go backstage. We see and Angel Garza talking amongst themselves. We go and then we see Charlie Caruso stop them, and then we see Charlie wonders how they got on the same page, considering they have a match coming up next against the Street Profits. So Zelina stops them from answering. Says, "Hi, Chucky. Playtime's over." The cock blocker of the WWE. It is what it is. She's still hot, but it is what it is. She says both of them have been on the same page and they've been ready. She wonders where the Street Profits are and says they've been in hiding. And who knows, maybe they'll win the match on a count out. And she says that the champs are scared. And then Andrade says when this happens, they will be one step closer to becoming the Raw Tag Team Champions for a long time. And he's always ready for the opportunity. And he says the anticipation is, and then the Street Profits come in, they attack her from behind because, you know, that's what face teams do, and that's what champions do. They attack their competition from behind. It's like cowards. So we get that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we're going to see what happens in their match coming up right now. Match number 4. Street Profits, Andrade and Angel Garza, non-title. Match is all right. Nothing to write home about. Just the only 2 teams besides the Viking Raiders on the Raw roster. So it's also with Andrade and Angel Garza sending Montez Ford to the outside off the apron, and they attack Angelo Dawkins. Angel gets him in the corner, then tags in Andrade, he stomps him in the corner. So they're working on Angelo Dawkins. They wishbone him, and Angel gets a kick, works the arm from behind, pulling on the neck. And then Angel attacks the back and kicks the face. Dawkins gets the tag to Montez Ford. Andrade comes in. Montez Ford goes completely berserk, sending everyone to the outside. Then he hits a flip dive over the top to the outside, and he goes berserk as we go to break. Excuse me. We come back in. Dawkins comes on Andrade for a 1 count. Then starts working the left arm of Andrade. Yanks on the arm, tags in Montez Ford. Ford flies over the top rope and hits a drop kick. Gets a front face headlock, gets back to the corner. Angel Garza comes in. They work on Montez Ford for a while. Andrade locks the head, hits a suplex in the center of the ring for a near fall. Then he sends Montez Ford down to the mat and works the left arm, just like they did the Dawkins earlier on. Andrade sits on the back until Montez stands up and turns into the hold. Andrade with a knee, tags in Garza. Garza with a cheap shot. Andrade holds Montez Ford, and then knees from Angel. He attacks the back with some clubbing blows. And so they're working on Montez Ford, like any good heel tag team does. Andrade comes in, he elbows the side, locking in a modified abdominal stretch. Montez gets out of it, hits a belly-to-belly like toss. Then he hits an Insigiti, tags in Angelo Dawkins, who comes in like a house of fire, hitting Angel Garza with a back elbow, and then a flapjack to him. He lifts Andrade with a fisherman suplex. He waits in the corner, runs and spins with a splash into a bulldog for a 1 count as Garza broke up the pin. Tags in Montez Ford. Ford goes to the top rope. Dawkins gets Andrade on his shoulders. Andrade dropped, sends Dawkins into the ropes, and Ford gets crotched. Gets his nuts crotched. Tags in Angel Garza, hits a super kick to Dawkins. He runs up the ropes, holds on to Montez Ford, looking for a superplex, but Ford fights back with a huge right. And he hits a huge right hand, and he dives, hits a frog splash, spinning in midair, which was impressive. And then after that, we see Dawkins send Andrade over the ropes. And then Montez Ford picks up the victory, pinning Angel Garza with the twisting, spinning in midair frog splash for the 1, 2, 3. So the Street Profits pick up another victory over Andrade and Garza. They finally get a win. And like I said, these two teams have been going at it for months now. What's the payoff in this match? When's this tag team title match going to happen? It's going to happen at Survivor Series, or is it going to happen on Raw? And when are they going to? And when is Angel Garza and Andrade going to win the belts? Because it looks like they're going to win the belts, and then start a feud with the Viking Raiders, and then the Viking Raiders will probably get the belts again for the second time. It is what it is. That's it. The Raw Tag Team Division is 3 teams revolving around 1 belt. Fucking horrible. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And that's it. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. But what's the payoff in of this little storyline, this feud? When we gonna get the tag title match? Like I said, it's gonna happen at SummerSlam, or we're gonna happen on Monday Night Raw next week, or whenever. We'll see what happens. All right, then we get a recap of Sasha Banks winning the Raw Women's title last night at Extreme Fools. We'll get that. Then we go backstage. Selena, Andrade, and Angel Garza are talking amongst themselves. They're like saying, they're like wondering what happened. And then Selena Vega comes in and she is pissed. She's like, "What happened out there?" She's scolding him. Andrade's trying to be the voice of reason, and then Selena's like, "Cállate, la boca." shut your mouth in Spanish, you stupid people at home. So she scolds them, goes and tells her that they're on the same page, and she's like, well, prove it. So we'll see what happens with that. So Selena is pissed, and you don't want to piss off Selena Vega. That's all I got to say about that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, and we'll see what happens with them as we move on. All right, then we get to the hottest thing going today in WWE. We get Bayley, don't give me a hug, the SmackDown Women's Champion and one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions. She comes out, and then right after that comes the beautiful my fourth wife, the Sasha Banks, the self-proclaimed Raw Women's Champion. She holds it in the air in the middle of the ring. She's like, thank you, I did it all by myself. Sasha, I love you, but you didn't. You cheated. She says thank you. Bayley demands respect for the new champ. She shames their pettiness. And then Sasha's like, I got this. Shut up. I got this. She knows a lot of people have been talking about her, accusing her of stealing the title. Yeah. But either they have a bad memory or a low-def television. She mentions at the pay-per-view she fought for the title, unlike Asuka, who got the title handed to her by Becky Lynch. Because Becky went to have a baby. Because Seth Rollins forgot to pull out at 2. It is what it is. And she's like, everyone forgot about that, just like they forgot about the pay-per-view. She mentions that Asuka spit her green mist in that poor referee's face, almost blinding him. The referee couldn't continue and make the count. Bayley didn't steal the shirt; she borrowed it because someone had to do it. Someone had to finish the match and officiate the match. So how's that? Bayley says she's a role model. And when she saw Sasha make the cover, she had to do the right thing. She had to make the count. She says she's not just Bayley Dose Straps. She is a role model. So she mentions that again. And yeah, you said that already. So why repeat yourself, Bayley? You freaking idiot. So Sasha says we don't need to understand. She's the boss, the standard, the blueprint. And now she is 2 belts, Banks, baby. Adam Cole. And now they have all the gold, all the women's gold. It's like, yay, we have all the gold. Yay! It is what it is. They're the hottest thing going today, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only thing that's good on Raw, on SmackDown, and NXT. Good on NXT that much, but Raw and SmackDown. So out comes Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka. Kick. But you knew that already. She comes out with the beautiful, vivacious, my second wife, Kairi Sane, who was her last night on Monday Night Raw because her contract ended tonight. So she cuts a promo in Japanese, and she tells Sasha that the belt ain't hers. So Sasha's like, if you want the belt, come get it. So Asuka's like, oh, you want me to get belt? I get belt and we have sushi later. No. So she takes off her robe, goes down to the ring with Kairi until we get somebody we haven't seen in a while on the Titantron, and it is the lovely, the vivacious Stephanie McMahon. Hi, Steph. Hi. How you doing, Steph? She comes on the screen. She congratulates Bayley and Sasha but calls her match at last night a horror show. Damn, Steph. Damn, you thought it was that bad? I thought it was actually pretty decent. But Stephanie has a different opinion than me. But she's the Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie says that she didn't win. And then again, neither did Asuka. Therefore, she makes this proclamation that next week, they will have a title match to determine the rightful champion. And to be clear, Sasha can lose via pinfall, submission, disqualification, count out, or if a certain role model gets involved. So really, I think Asuka can lose the same way too. I'm not sure on that, but it is what it is. So yeah, a lot of stake for this match. So if Sasha loses by count out, by pinfall, submission, disqualification, or count out, or Bayley gets involved, she loses the match right there and then, and Asuka wins the belt, or Asuka keeps the belt, and then she tells the ladies, "Good luck," and that's it. And then Asuka and Kairi run into the ring as Bayley and Sasha leave the ring. And that's that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Great seeing Steph. I marked out for Steph. I was like, yes, Stephanie, we need more Stephanie McMahon. We need more Stephanie McMahon, ladies and gentlemen. We need a female figure for the women's division. Kind of like, we had Maria Kanellis in TNA, even though it sucked when she was the head of the Knockouts, like Boogie Hogan, when she was the leader of the Knockouts division, Man is that person. It is for what she is. 3 fucking kids by fucking Hunter. God damn you, Hunter. Yeah, put my dick in her ass. Yes, you did. 3 times there, Hunter. 3 times. Bastard. But I met Stephanie and Triple H when they were going out back at the WrestleMania 17 party when it was at WWE New York. Remember when it was WWE New York before it became the Hard Rock Cafe? A Hard Rock restaurant? When they had the WrestleMania 17 party with Saliva, when Saliva was big. Remember when Saliva was a big thing when they first came out with that first record? When they had Your Disease as one of the theme songs for WrestleMania 17 and Superstar. Saliva was a good band back then, and then Josie, the lead singer, left, and they had another lead singer. And then Josie is back now with Saliva, and Saliva hasn't been, that great since. Just saying, I mean, they haven't had a great record in a while, but not that I only have like the first 4 albums of Saliva with Josie. Every 6 seconds they had a second album. I forgot the name of it. Then they had Ladies and Gentlemen. Then I had the one after that one, and then Josie left, and then I think they made like an album or 2 with a new singer, and then Josie came back. They had an album or 2. They're still going strong. So when concerts come back, go see Saliva. So tell them Peter Gilmy sent you. But they're not the same band like they were way back when. Still a good band, but not as great as they were back then. So we get that. So like I said, I gave all that with Kairi, Asuka, Bayley, and Sasha, and the lovely Stephanie McMahon. I give that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then all 4 women stay at ringside for our next match. Match number 5, we have Bayley. Don't give me a hug. Take it on the lovely Kairi Sane in her last match in WWE for now. So we get to the match. Match was pretty decent. Non-title match, obviously. Starts over with Bayley gets sent back into the ropes to break an attack. Referee has to hold back Kairi. Hey, watch those hands, referee. Then Bayley stomps the foot, sends Kairi down hard. She whips Kairi into the ropes. Kairi hops up and hits a hurricane on the Bayley, sends her to the outside. Bayley gets back on the apron, and then Kairi hits the ass attack on the Bayley, squashing the arm between her back on the ropes. Ow. Kairi hops down to the outside, sends Bayley into the ring, sends Bayley back in the ring, and then covers for a near fall. She runs and gets lifted with some snake eyes, and then Bayley starts working on her. She chokes her up on the bottom rope, clubs the back, and sends Kairi into the corner hard. Just going to work on Kairi. But Kyrie breaks out, gets a crossbody in the middle of the ring for a near fall. Bayley comes back with a clothesline, and then she grounds and pounds her with some mounted right hands, then another one, then another one. She covers for a near fall, shows Kyrie against the ropes, and she locks and hits a suplex for a near fall. She tries for another suplex, but Kyrie rolls her up with a cradle for a near fall. And Bayley goes right back to work on her. Referee has to hold her back. Then Bayley starts attacking the back, drags Kyrie to the center of the ring, hits a suplex for a near fall, as Kyrie barely got out of that. Kyrie sends Bayley to the apron. Bayley with a shoulder block. Bayley then grabs the head of Kyrie, tries to lift her for a suplex, but Kyrie blocked it twice, hits a couple of right hands, and then one to the back of the neck. Then an axe handle leaves Bayley reeling. Zane goes to the top ropes and hits a stomp off the top rope. She tries to cover Bayley, but Sasha rolled Bayley to the outside to help her best friend out. As we go to break, we come back. Bayley goes for a near fall. Bayley grabs Kyrie, elbows her in the face. Ow. Pulls the arm around the bottom rope for a little bit. Works the arm behind Kyrie. That comes into play later on. And then Bayley starts working ahead. Then we cut to Shayna Baszler, who gets axed by Sarah Schreiber. She has a vested interest in the match. Shayna says that she beat every woman in the division and still hasn't got a match for the title. No one deserves the spotlight more than her. And she's like, do I have an interest? You bet you. The same way a shark has an interest anytime it sees prey in the water. So Shayna's looking interesting. I think that's going to lead into that match with Kyrie, where Shayna's going to injure Kyrie, or permanently injure Kyrie, send her packing. She's probably going to break her arm. She's going to stomp on that arm, and Kyrie's going to be out of WWE for a long time, because she's going back to Japan to be a wife. To me, but it is what it is. So we'll get back to the match. Bayley's dropped on her head by Kyrie in the ring with a DDT. She goes to the top rope. Bayley stops her, drops Sane on the top rope, cutting her arm. Bayley pulls the arms up and hangs Kyrie from the top rope. Kyrie is able to escape and hang Bayley up on just a double stomp to Bayley off the ropes, goes for a near fall. Then she hits a spinning back fist, and then the interceptor back to back. Heads to the top rope. She looks for the insane elbow. She waits. She stands and salutes. Then she dives, hits the insane elbow, and she goes for the cover. 1, 2. Bayley gets her foot on the ropes, and then Bayley gets up, sends Kyrie into the ropes, gets reversed. Kyrie hits the ropes and runs into a sick knee by Bayley. Then she hits back suplex, and then Bayley goes to the top rope, hits the elbow drop for near fall. Then Bayley gets pissed. She looks to go for the Bayley to belly, the Bayley to belly, but Kyrie counters into a roll up for the 1, 2, 3. So Kyrie gets the win. Yay! So she gets the win, and Bayley looks to be shocked, and that's pretty much it. So not a bad match. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Thankfully, Kyrie got the win, and her contract kind of ended tonight, but they might keep her around to continue. They're gonna probably continue. They're gonna probably leave her. I think she's gonna be around for another week or two. And then Shayna, like I said, Shayna Baszler is going to have a match with her, or she's going to come out and injure Kyrie permanently, going to knock Kyrie out, going to break her arm. Kyrie's not going to be seen for a long time, because she's going to be a wife to her husband in Japan. And then Asuka's going to get pissed and then defend Kyrie's honor at SummerSlam, defend the belt, and then what's going to happen is that Shayna Baszler is going to beat Asuka for the belt, and that'll be it. So Shayna's going to win the belt at SummerSlam and probably hold it for a long time, because there's no contenders besides Asuka, besides maybe Charlotte when she comes back, whenever that'll be. You think it maybe Natalya, and all they have left is Ruby Riott and Nia Jax whenever she comes back. And then you got Bianca Belair, who really should get a title shot. I think she should be the first one to get a title shot. And maybe win the title because that's the only person I can think of that's going to beat Shayna Baszler. It's going to be Bianca Belair. And then Bianca starts a nice little reign for the belt. And then I don't know who's going to be Bianca. It might be Shayna again. Shayna might get it for the second time, or maybe Asuka gets it for the second time. But who knows what's going to happen between now and the end of the year. Like I said, I think Shayna's going to get the belt at SummerSlam from Asuka as Asuka defends Kairi's honor. And then sadly, we're gonna be missing Kairi for a while. Will she come back? Who knows? I think she's gonna go back to Japan, be a wife to a husband, probably have some kids, maybe go back to Stardom. Who knows what's gonna happen? I don't know if she's gonna be going back to wrestling anytime, after she goes back to Japan. I don't know if she's gonna go back to Stardom or even go back to wrestling. So, but we'll see what happens. I still got Kairi on Twitter, so when I said, I left her a nice little tweet saying thank you, Kairi-san. She didn't get back to me. She's got other things to do, but it's what it is. And it's gonna be sad to see Kairi go. She had a great run in WWE. NXT champion, great feuds with Ember Moon, and especially with Shayna. And her career is gonna be over because of Shayna, which sucks. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So Kairi gets the win over Bayley. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars, and we'll see what happens with all them going into maybe Friday Night SmackDown and into next week, and that's that. Well, we're gonna see what happens with Asuka and Asha going into their match next week for the Raw Women's title. The Raw Women's title. That's that. All right, there we go. Backstage, we see the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre, and he says he has an announcement on his future, and he wants to hand it to Dolph. Oh, he doesn't want to hand the title to Dolph. He says he did everything he could to beat him. He almost had it. You almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that. But almost doing things is the story of Dolph's life. And as for him, it's onward and upward. He talks about he promotes SummerSlam, and he wants a worthy opponent. So out comes Dolph Ziggler, the little party pooper. Says last night he saw something in Drew he hasn't seen in a long time. He said he saw fear for the first time in a long time. Drew says he just beat Dolph last night, and is that not enough? Ziggy says the whole world saw them beat the hell out of each other. He saw the look and was this close to having the title, and no one talks about what he's done, what he deserves. Drew says, I beat you 24 hours ago, and no, you're not getting another match, so bugger off, or fuck off. That's bugger off means fuck off in British, for you stupid people at home. Dolph says the look of fear was there because Drew knew Dolph was due. Drew says he's embarrassing himself. No, Dolph's embarrassing himself. Drew will save him the embarrassment. So he goes to leave, and I thought that was going to be the end of the segment, and Dolph grabs the mic and tells Drew to get, to stop where he is. So Drew's about to leave. Dolph tries to grab him, so Drew hits the Glasgow Kiss headbutt, knocks Drew on his ass. And Drew says the answer is no. And then he leaves the ring. Dolph tells him not to walk away from him, and he deserves another shot. He doesn't care when or where. Everyone deserves what's coming to him, and he wants another match. So Drew says all the years of law school weren't wasted. I didn't know he went to law school. And Dolph's changed his mind. So Drew says, I accept. So he's about to leave, and then Dolph's like, well, what's the stipulation? So Drew does a Dolph Ziggler impersonation. He says, well, I'm not going to tell you until the bell rings. So I don't know when this match is going to happen. If it's going to happen on Raw next week, or they're going to have another match at SummerSlam, which I think is stupid. So it really should be Randy Orton going after that belt. But I guess they're going to save that probably until September or October. Dumb. But you never know what's going to happen between now and then. So yeah, so we're going to get Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre 2. This time, Drew McIntyre picks the stipulation. And we're probably going to find out when that is, what the stipulation is when the bell rings, like Drew said. Stupid. I don't know why Dolph Ziggler's getting another fucking title shot. Why couldn't they just go right into the Randy Orton feud? WWE is not creative at being creative. Booking team fucking sucks. And that's that. So I gave all that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we'll see what happens maybe next week on the program if there's going to be a match. And that's that. All right, there we go backstage where we see the Big Slow cutting a promo. He says they used to drive, him and Randy used to drive together. They had a nickname, Hammer and Chisel. There's their own little nickname. Don't we have a nickname, Boo? What? Oh. Suppose he's going to sleep because she's a bitch. Go play with your phone. They said they bonded a lot, talking about complexities on how each one of them were presented in the business. They're like tigers that can't change their stripes. He mentions Orton bringing back his sadistic legend carrier gimmick. And he says that Randy's got a boot with Show's name on it. He wonders if this is the end of the line for him. It might be, but there's another saying about tigers. Tigers are most dangerous and fierce when it senses the end because it will do anything and everything just to survive. And he says that Randy will not write the end of his history, of his story, I should say. So we'll see what happens with that. Pretty good promo from Big Show. So I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that leads us to the main event. And I'm surprised this lasted 15 damn minutes. But we get to the main event, an unsanctioned match. Randy Orton taking on the Big Show. Wasn't a great match. Still a pretty decent match from what it was. So also with Big Show trying for a chop, Orton dodged it. Orton kicks and Show uppercuts him in the corner. Then again, Show gets Orton in the corner, punches him in the gut a couple of times. Then a chop to Randy Orton's chest. Orton falls on his ass. Show stares him down. Is like, did that hurt? So getting chopped by the Big Show does hurt. Not that I know, but I'm just saying. So he grabs Orton by the face, punches him right in the stomach. Then he wraps Orton's arm around the top rope, drops an elbow. Orton kicks, but Show hits a right hand. Sends Orton to the ropes, and Show punches the back of the shoulder. Randy comes back, but Show whips him into the ropes. Show hits a spear, and then Orton rolled to the outside quickly. Big Show goes to the outside, grabs a table as Orton holds his belly on the ramp. Show sends the table into the ring and sends Orton in to follow up. Pulls him over the apron and hits some mighty big chops to Randy Orton to Orton's chest. Then out comes Andrade and Garza, who've been following Randy Orton around lately with Ric Flair. Woo, nature boy Ric Flair. Who needs to wear a mask? Rick, come on, you're 77 years old. You're not wearing a mask to Starbucks? And now his wife has COVID. Come on, we don't need Ric Flair getting COVID. If anything, this year needs to end, and it doesn't need to end with Ric Flair getting COVID. And with his age, he's in the danger zone. We don't need Ric Flair, leaving us. And there was a rumor that Hulk Hogan died tonight. Ugh, don't even believe that shit. Because Hulk Hogan, brother, is alive and well, brother. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Just saying. So I'll come on Andrade and Angel Garza. They beat up the Big Show, send him into the ring post as Zelina Vega is smiling up a storm on the ramp. They hold Big Show up as Orton yells on him to hold him up. Looks like he was about to hit the punk kick. But then the Viking Raiders come out to attack Garza and Andrade, running him off to the back as we go to our final break. We come back. Big Show knocks Orton down to escape from a hold. Show with a clothesline, then another one. Sends Randy into the corner and hits a big splash. He hits the ropes. Orton drop kicks the knee. Calls for the punk kick, but shows up. Hits a choke slam for a near fall. Big Show gets up. He waits for Orton. Calls for the WMD, the knockout punch. Orton turns, drops and rolls right out of the ring to escape from getting his teeth knocked down his throat. Shonen grabs Orton by the head. He palmed him over his bald head. Pulls him into the ring, setting up the table for destruction. He grabs Randy, lays him on the table, goes to the middle rope. He bounces, goes for the Vader bomb, but Orton moved, and Big Show crashed through the table. But Big Show then eventually got up. Orton then hits the RKO, the Gilmore Kata! Comes from a near fall. Big Show kicked out. Orton looks like he's seen a ghost. He's like, I can't believe he kicked out. And Orton leaves the ring, pulls the ring skirt up, grabs a chair, tosses it in the ring. Big Show gets to one knee, and then he gets up, turns, and Orton hits him in the gut, then the back with a bunch of chair shots. Then Big Show's on the apron. Orton hits him again with the chair, and then across the back, and then he drops the chair. Then he hits the demon draping DDT. Then he tosses the chair to the outside, and then he rolls over, slams the mat, looking for the RKO. He hits the RKO, and he slowly makes the cover. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton and his monotonous voice picks up the victory over the Big Slow. Match is all right. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Pretty decent match, and that was that. Afterwards, Show is slow to get up, but somehow gets to his knees. Orton notices it. He's in the corner, and out he comes, and he punched Big Show right in the head, and it was good. So he knocks out the Big Show. And that's it. So it looks like the Big Show, the legend of the Big Show, is over. He joins Edge and Christian on the retirement line. Well, not the retirement line. You know what I mean. He joins Edge and Christian at home, and Randy Orton destroys another legend. It's the Gilmore Cutter, and another legend goes down to the Gilmore Cutter. That's all I gotta say about that. So, like I said, the match was all right. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. You turned it off? Oh, I thought it went off by itself. So yeah, that was that, and that ends Monday Night Raw. So that's it. So Monday Night Raw was all right. Nothing great. No, it was a fallout from Extreme Fools, which wasn't that great. But you had some little bit more storyline progression. The starting the new feuds for SummerSlam, which is in a couple weeks. We'll get more on SmackDown this Friday night. As SmackDown has the barroom brawl between Jeff Hardy, dude, and Sheamus, fella. And we all know who's going to win that. And that's all I got to say about that. So, Raw gets a 6.25 out of 10 stars. I might be a little bit generous. A lot of people giving it 4. Some people give it 5. So I'm being a little bit generous. It is what it is. It's my show. I can give whatever rating I want. You can't stop me. So that's all I got to say about that. And that's all I got to say about that. So 6.25 out of 10 stars for Monday Night Raw. And we'll see what happens next week on the program as we have Asuka taking on Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship to see who is the rightful winner of the championship. And Sasha can lose by pinfall, submission, count out, disqualification, or if Bayley gets involved, she will lose the match. And I don't know if the same applies to Asuka. She can lose by pinfall, submission, count out, disqualification, or if Kairi gets involved, if Kairi's still there. But I assume Kairi will be there next week to cheer on her Kabuki Warrior teammate. But we'll see what happens with that. So that's next week on Monday Night Raw, along with other stuff. We'll see what happens with Drew McIntyre and Dolph, if that match happens next week, or it's going to happen at SummerSlam. I hope it doesn't happen at SummerSlam because it's going to be boring, and we're not going to know the stipulation until the bell rings. I'm thinking it's going to be a fucking hardcore match. Or then again, with Drew, it'll probably be like a no disqualification match, or some type of match. I really don't care. Really should be Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre for the title at SummerSlam. I'm just saying, but who knows? Who knows? But now that Randy Orton's done with the Big Show, they can still do the match at SummerSlam. This, like I said, that Drew McIntyre and Dolph might have the match next week in the main event, most likely maybe the main event. I don't know if it's going to be the main event or Asuka and Sasha going to be the main event. But we'll see what happens next week on the program, and that's pretty much that as we end off July with Monday Night Raw, and that's that. So like I said, 6.25 out of 5 stars for 6.25 out of 10 stars for Monday Night Raw. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below, or you can do a video reply if you wish. And that's that. We have Julius the Jew in the chat says, "Sup, dude? What's up, Julius? Thank you for watching." And thank you to anybody else who watched the show. I know it's a little bit late. It is what it is. I had other things to do, but that's that. So thank you all for watching this video. Leave your comments and your opinions down below. If you have any questions, you can put it down below in the comments section of the video. But smash that like button to death. Hit that subscribe button on this channel and all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. As always, friend me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Twitter link down below in the description box as well. But most importantly, tap that bell to get notified of when I go live, and you'll be first to watch. You will get notified of when I go live. You can join the chat room and talk to me live. Ask me any questions about wrestling or sports or about this fucking virus. Open forum, it is what it is. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So thank you for watching this video, and that's it. So thank you for watching the video. I'm Peter Gomez signing off. Have a great rest of your Monday night. If you're in the West Coast, go to sleep. If you're on the East Coast, go to sleep. If you're anywhere else, well, good morning, good afternoon. If you're in Japan, good afternoon. Because they had New Japan Road, I believe, last night. I just saw they have New Japan. The YouTube channel has some videos up. Tomorrow, I believe tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, or tonight, whatever it is. They're gonna have Sengoku Lord. I think it's called Sengoku Lord, where it's gonna be evil. Taking on Hiromu Takahashi one-on-one. I don't think it's for the belts, but I'm not sure. It's going to be in Nagoya. Should be pretty damn good. And we got some other stuff happening at that show. If you follow New Japan on YouTube, there was a video where Minoru Suzuki, the maniac that he is, he wants a piece of Yuji Nagata. Oh boy. That should be interesting. So we'll see what happens with that tomorrow, later on tonight or tomorrow, whenever Sengoku Lord is. I think it's tonight. I think it's later on tomorrow. So we'll get that as New Japan rolls on, and I believe they had fans at the Korakuen Hall tonight. Well, at the show, you know what I mean? I think they had some fans there because New Japan's coming back with fans, not a lot of fans. I think they're like 25% capacity at the Korakuen Hall and in the other places they are. But they're not going to have like a lot of people when they get to the Tokyo Dome in January. I would, you never know, depending with this fucking virus in Japan. I would love to have 50% capacity at the Tokyo Dome for Wrestle Kingdom 15. But we'll see what happens with that when we get to January of next year. January the 4th, I believe, next year, 2021. So that's it. So New Japan doing some pretty good things. TNA doing pretty good things. They had the pay-per-view of the weekend with Slammiversary, with people coming back like Eric Young, the debut of Gallows and Anderson, the Good Old Boys. We had EC3 coming back. Rich Swann came back. Deonna Purrazzo winning the Impact Women's title. Eddie Edwards winning the Impact World title. And I just found out that Chris Bay won the X Division title at Slammiversary from Willie Mack. So Chris Bay is now the X Division champion. He's pretty damn good. So TNA doing some good things. Don Callis and Scott D'Amore really doing a good job with TNA over the last couple of years. Good stuff. So don't count TNA out just yet, ladies and gentlemen. TNA doing some good shit. And I like it. And Andre Cobillo, God bless God bless the guy, my Canadian brother from the north. He's loving TNA right now. TNA doing some good things. So tomorrow night, TNA Impact Wrestling on Access TV. The fallout from Slammiversary. We'll see what happens with that. And we've also got AEW Dark tomorrow night on YouTube at around 6 o'clock. So check that out on AEW's YouTube page. There's probably some good matches on the show. And getting you ready for AEW Dynamite on Wednesday night. We got Cody defending the TNT Championship in an open challenge. We still don't know who it is yet. Hikaru Shida has an open challenge for her women's title. Might be Ivelisse. A lot of people think it might be Ivelisse. Then again, it could be Britt Baker, when she finally gets cleared to wrestle. Then again, it could be Nyla Rose. But she has an open challenge out for the women's title. We'll see what happens with that and who her challenger might be. Might be Thunder Rosa. Not that Rosa, but Thunder Rosa. But we'll see what happens with that. So lots of good things happening this week. So watch it this week. Gonna be some good stuff. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and on Friday night, we got SmackDown to end the week. As we get to the final weekend of July, as we start getting ready for August, the dog days of August, and the eventual end of summer, which sucks. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So thank you to Julius for coming in the chat and watching, and anybody else watching, thank you for watching. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your Monday night. I'll be back on Wednesday night with my AEW review for the show on the Peter Gilman YouTube Wrestling channel. And then Thursday, I will be doing my NXT review. And maybe I'll have some more videos coming up later this week. We'll see what happens. But that's it. So thank you for watching. Rosa says goodnight in the spirit because she loves you all. And I say goodnight. And I'll see you guys Wednesday night on the Peter Gilman YouTube Wrestling channel for AEW Dynamite. That's it. So thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your Monday night. An even better Tuesday. Stay cold in the Northeast. It was like, 99 today? Something like that. Very hot here in the Northeast. It's going to be another hot one tomorrow. That's cool, though. It's going to be about 91, 92 here tomorrow night. That's tomorrow. And hopefully you stay cool wherever you are. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Wash your fucking hands. And practice social distancing because we want to end this fucking virus as quickly as possible so we can actually have a good rest of the year and hopefully we can end this virus by 2021. So 2021 could be a good year, but we'll see what happens. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace, bitches.